this is a technique with Charizard that is interesting. When he ducks, he kind of moves forward, and certain moves will miss him. Hey, how's it going? It's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch. This is part 8 of the main series, where I've been making these quick character guides as we play through classic battle bosses and, of course, unlock new fighters in this giant roster. So if you missed any episodes so far, please check out the description. There's one giant playlist with everything Smash Ultimate. There's another smaller one with just World of Light if you want to see the adventure mode. Now, last time we unlocked the Pokemon Trainer. Returning from Brawl, Squirtle and Ivysaur are back. Charizard, of course, rejoins the trio. I guess officially the Pokemon Company has said he was being disobedient, just like in the show, like Ash's Charizard. He was kind of rebelling, but he has rejoined Red. I guess he's more skilled now. He definitely is better. They have been buffed significantly, as we will see. And also now, we don't just have Red, we have Green, or Blue, or Leaf, whatever you want to call her. We have a girl Pokemon trainer, and the different palettes here of their costumes, it's really cool. It references the different generations of Pokemon. They go all the way through to Alola, and they also change the Pokemon, of course, so there's different color schemes for them as well. And depending on which Pokemon you click here, you can change which one you will start with. Let's get into these guys, because there's a lot to cover. And we'll have her start with Ivysaur. A traditional way to battle Pokemon, of course, is against another trainer. So let's get into it. If you like Pokemon and you want one character, or I guess 3, to focus on to get really good at Smash, I definitely recommend playing the Pokemon Trainer, because they are really good and they cover a lot of different matchups. You have a lot of things at your disposal, and you can switch between Pokemon to help you out if you get into trouble. So it's definitely good to have all 3 of these guys in different situations. So just as a kind of primer, Squirtle is the really fast comboing but very light character, and pretty good to lead with. Squirtle's actually 3rd lightest in the game, tied with Game & Watch. A little bit heavier than Jigglypuff and Pichu, of course, but still very, very light, so you gotta be careful at high percents. And Ivysaur is the mid-weight zoning character, maybe the best of the 3, though, as we will see here. And of course Charizard, the heavy, but also very good with recovery, and had some good buffs from Smash 4 if you played him in that game. So let's go through the special moves. Squirtle, all of his unique specials start with W. We have Water Gun, which functions... Oh yeah, I almost killed Charizard there just with Water Gun because he was in Tumble from Flare Blitz. That would have been cool. So Squirtle, he has Water Gun. It is very much like Mario's Flood. You can charge it up and then throw it out to just kind of push people away. Good edge guarding tool, but you got to be careful because it doesn't do any damage. So it is often not the best idea to use. Ooh, we barely survived that. Let me see if we can get the Smash Ball and show Triple Finish is returning from Brawl. Here it goes. I don't know if we're gonna hit. There we go. So we got Hydro Pump, Solar Beam, and a bunch of Fire Blasts there going out from Charizard. So yeah, Squirtle very light, very good for comboing, but there you go. Gets KO'd easily. I will go through Ivysaur a little bit here too. We're gonna kind of mix between the 3. So Squirtle, we showed Water Gun, but Ivysaur's neutral B is Bullet Seed, and it will do a good job of covering over you, and it will pull people up into you if they get really close, but it does not last as long as it did in Brawl. Ivysaur's side B is Razor Leaf. You can kind of throw it out and have a slow-moving one, or smash the stick to actually have it travel farther and faster. So it is very, very strong as a zoning tool. You can just kind of pummel your opponent with them and keep them away from you. And then the up B for Ivysaur is Vine Whip, and it can be angled. If you have somebody above you, Vine Whip can actually do a pretty good job of hitting them, but they have to be far enough above. So it's actually a really good finisher at around 60 or so percent. If I can rack up a little bit more percent here on Charizard, let's get him into a good throw, and then, oh, he was a little too low there. Charizard actually falls a lot faster than he did in the previous game, so you gotta gotta take that into account. He is faster in a lot of ways, but he can be comboed a little easier, and he is really big, so you gotta watch out for that. Let me see if we can get Squirtle here in that combo. I have a tough time doing it because I've not played that much of the Pokemon Trainer, but I get the basics. I've played quite a few of them in my local Smash scene because they are definitely popular. They're one of the more popular characters I've noticed to play as, along with Pikachu, Palutena, and the Inklings, of course. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, now Pokemon change. To switch between Pokemon, I didn't mention that all of them have the same down B. It will swap between the Pokemon. It actually grants you almost like another air dodge, and it gives you a little bit of invulnerability. So it is useful in that respect. See if we can get another triple finish to finish off Ivysaur here. Gotta be careful though. He's gonna try to hit me with those Razor Leafs. But yeah, the Pokemon change is pretty useful for dodging stuff. You can actually extend your combos and do different stuff with the different Pokemon by swapping between them. But if you spam it, you won't get that invulnerability. So you do have to be careful about that. And Red is very nice. He's happy that Charizard's back. He gives him nice pets. But yeah, you can use that to get out of stuff, which is pretty useful. Let's see who is gonna hop in and challenge us, though. It's Ryu. All right. We'll try to take him down with a combination of the three as we go through the rest of their moves. But Squirtle here, his side B is Withdraw. He goes into his shell, and if we're not careful here, well, there we go, we got it. It does bounce back now, and it is a little dangerous because even though it makes Squirtle invulnerable, when he uses it, ooh, you gotta be careful because, I just barely, oh no, we're gonna, I should have swapped Pokemon there because I took the risk trying to get back. So that was Waterfall, Squirtle's up B. Trying to get back to the ledge, not the best way. Usually Charizard is what you want to go with when you want to get back because he has that extra jump. But Squirtle there, his side B Withdraw, it retains any knockback that it'll kind of absorb moves, certain ones, but if it gets hit by a high knockback move, it'll get launched the other way, and you can die very easily with that. I kind of like the girl Pokemon trainer's voice a little better than the boys. I don't know if you could hear the differences between the two. We're going to jump into their classic mode to show them more of the feature champion. But yeah, you have to be careful with Withdraw because you can get knocked away, and if someone actually jumps on your shell, it has Koopa sound effects, which I think is really cool, but they will send you on your back like a turtle, and for about 2 seconds you are very vulnerable, so be careful using Withdraw. You can SD really easily off the side of the stage, but also just be careful because it will, you know, potentially, ooh, see if we can, oh, I did, so, again, the recovery on Squirtle, I'm just going to quit and retry because I think that's easier. The recovery on Squirtle, not the best, and it's also a little tough to reverse that Withdraw, so next time I go off stage, I'm just going to swap Pokemon because that is actually what you usually want to do unless you're very competent with your Squirtle. But the Withdraw is a pretty good, it actually comes out really fast, so it is kind of a good option to smack people and, you know, get them off of you. But if they predict it, you know, you're going to be in trouble because they can either just shield it and potentially punish you, or, you know, in the worst case scenario, they actually will knock you back and you'll be in a lot of trouble. Let's see if we can, I was going to see if I can water gun. Squirtle has a really good back throw that will kill, I think, around 120 or so at the ledge, so I don't know if we're going to see Pikachu at that point, but he just has a lot of good combos. You can kind of feed a lot of his moves into each other. You can set those strings up, and at this difficulty on Classic, even KO someone as light as Pikachu. So yeah, with Squirtle, the big thing is racking up damage and then maybe switch to another Pokemon to finish people off, because even though his smashes are pretty good, you might have a better time, you know, using another Pokemon to finish off your opponent. But just be careful with some of his moves because, like, yeah, as you saw, Withdraw isn't as bad as it looks if you are using it right, but Waterfall is the big one. You can use it as an attack, as seen here, there we go, but you go into Free Fall, of course, like most up Bs, and then, again, it is kind of tough to reverse and have that work out for you. But Squirtle, he's actually, it's weird that he's so fast because he is seemingly would be a slow Pokemon in the Pokemon games. He's very expressive now, just like most of the characters, of course. but he's so quick, he can even wall cling. It's weird that he is the fast one of the group, but it's because he uses that water to jet around. He doesn't go into his shell as much anymore, which kind of is a little bit of a nerf because that helped him out getting through moves and stuff. He had some intangibility in Brawl doing that stuff, but now he just, mainly has withdraw for going in his shell. Ivysaur, let's switch to them. So Ivysaur, you saw Razor Leaf, that's your main tool for spacing out when someone is at range, and then when they go in, you can, use Razor Leaf to kind of hit them and then get some follow-ups after when they are in a good position. But Ivysaur just has a lot of good aerials. If you see the up air and the down air are these huge plumes of Spore that are just very, very big and strong, and if we can get a good offstage setup here, you might be able to see me get a spike with down air. That is one of the better ways to kill when you're trying to edge guard. We don't have a ledge here for it to happen. Ivysaur's got some deceptive smash attacks too, because that forward smash, he kind of flings himself forward, or she, there's I think theories that it's a female Ivysaur, but you'll get flung forward with the vines, as you saw, and it's almost like, like Sonic or Mario, where people who aren't used to seeing their forward smash might get caught by the range. So you can use that to your advantage. Neutral air is a really good, look at those leaves. It's got a lot of, that's another thing that has a little bit of intangibility, and you can kind of get through, or I should say, not intangibility, but a disjointed hitbox where you can kind of hit people and they can't hit you back is the idea there. So we got some other, there's Blastoise hanging out here, showing Squirtle that he can still just hang out and watch water, but he's not really doing much, but he's looking cool. So yeah, if I can get a good, once these ramps go away, I want to try to, I think Incineroar might be one of the easier Pokemon to take out with a spike, so we'll see if we can keep him away as the ramps move off, and then trying to get that down air. You can kind of short hop it really well at the ledge, and then, almost. It did kind of send him up there. The up air and the down air are just really good tools. Up air will kill off the top. Back air is still pretty strong. He's at a good percentage where Ivysaur, more so than even Squirtle, has a very strong back throw. If we can get a grab here, that should kill. There we go. All right. So Ivysaur really is just keeping people out and keeping people where you want them, using Razor Leaf and covering aerials with Bullet Seed occasionally. I don't see too many people use that, but it's still good, does a good like 20% if he can land it and it pulls people up into it. And just really setting up to finish people off. You might, if you're gonna focus on one, you might only need Ivysaur, honestly. The only problem is Ivysaur has a tether recovery, does not go into free fall with Vine Whip in this game, the up B, but you have to be careful. You can angle it, you can kind of do it diagonal if you push forward after you up B, or it'll just go straight up. But it is a little inconsistent, obviously, because people will know you're trying to go for a tether if that's your choice. Down tilt sends out a really nice angle if you can kind of catch people with that. And yeah, just a lot of good range on Ivysaur. He has a nice little Spore with its up smash as well. And if I can catch him with I want to get a good Vine Whip here, because I want to show if you can hit that sweet spot. It's more of a like catching them with a throw at a certain percent and then hitting them with the sweet spot of Vine Whip, because it is very scary. But all the smashes are pretty good and have a decent amount of keeping you safe from having to worry about if you space it right. It basically keeps you safe because you got that disjoint where you're not putting your hurt box, your body out there to get hit. And then let's talk about Charizard here as we get down to a battle with Red, the showdown before the big boss at the end. So Charizard, I should mention one big thing is that just in general, the Pokemon Trainer has lost a lot of the weaknesses they once had. There's no more stamina, so you can use whatever Pokemon you want as long as you want them, and you don't have to worry about type disadvantage, which is almost like a nerf for Squirtle, because there's so many characters with fiery moves in this game that it seemed like Squirtle had a good advantage in some ways, but now you have to worry about the careful here. Now you have to worry, or you don't have to worry about Ivysaur having the fire weakness, luckily. So that is nice that they changed that. They're just a little bit simpler. And for a Pokemon, a character that had so many things to, so many elements to them, it is good to make them a little bit easier to understand. You don't have to think about swapping Pokemon when you would want to keep one out. They won't tire out or anything. So that's just a good general thing that has been buffed for all three of them. And yeah, just also the fact that you can switch Pokemon in the air. It's, like I mentioned, it's kind of like an extra air dodge that'll help you get out of the way. And you can use whatever is the best Pokemon for the job. Like Squirtle here is so fast, so he would do very well, of course, in this bonus game where it's all about jumping around and trying to be very quick and not die from the void. But Charizard is still very quick, so I should mention Charizard, significant buffs, still very powerful, and the 6th heaviest in the game, tied with Incineroar, so very, very heavy, a super heavyweight. And that is one of the most useful features for Charizard of the 3, is just to use him when you're off stage and you're trying to get back on. You can do that as a way to, recover, because he has an extra jump. He's got a bit of a better recovery than Ivysaur, of course, and he's after Ivysaur in the order. But then you can also use his weight to survive longer than you might think you would, because he is so heavy. So definitely use that to your advantage. Stamina, or not stamina, but I was thinking about stamina because that's gone. Percentage, your damage transfers between Pokemon, if you noticed, of course. So it's a little weird, doesn't make sense from Pokemon standpoints, but in Smash it makes sense. You share the same amount of stocks and damage, so that all transfers over, but jumps also transfer over. So if you were playing as Ivysaur and you use, if you use your jump, you don't get that jump back when you change between Pokemon, so be careful about that. But one thing that is good is that if you switch from Ivysaur to Charizard here, you still have your extra jump, and you can use that since he has one more jump than most characters, so you can use that to your advantage. Charizard's dash is now, I think, like the 4th his initial dash is like the 4th fastest in the game, and he used to be not great with that, so it's nice to see he got some buffs there. He just has a lot better movement speed in the air. He's just, all around quite a bit better. He did lose Rock Smash, so I should mention Rock Smash was Charizard's side B in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. He now has Flare Blitz. You've seen me use that a little bit. And Flare Blitz was added in Smash 4, but now that down B is your Pokemon swap. We've lost Rock Smash, so you don't have that option to get around stuff. Our boss here, of course, is Master Hand. We're going to try to use Charizard here, because I can just hit him with the sweet spot of that right on the tail really easily, and hopefully survive quite a bit. Ooh, jeez. I've not seen that attack yet on him. Oop, he's down. All right, let's hit him with a flamethrower. So Charizard, as well as Squirtle, all of his specials outside of Pokemon Change start with the same letter. We have flamethrower. This is neutral B, very similar to Bowser's. You can use that to just kind of rack up some damage, or edge guard. Let's look out for these bouncy balls. Whoa. And his side B, you saw Flare Blitz. Oh, what is going on with that laser? Flare Blitz, crazy strong, does do damage to you, so you have to be careful because it has recoil. Let's see if we can finish him off here with a good Flare Blitz. Oh, not quite as much damage as I had hoped. But that is a pretty good, horizontal recovery tool. Just be careful because you can bounce off the ledge, or if you don't, sweet spot it to when it ends. We've got some new taunts too, which is nice. I love that one where he spins around and flies. He's a lot more, aerial than he used to be. He seemed so heavy in the way that he just didn't seem like he maneuvered that well. But now he seems more like the flying Pokemon that he is. So Flare Blitz, high risk, high reward. If you have a good read, throw that out and you'll KO most people very early, most characters. And then his up B, you saw me use that. That was Fly. That his main recovery tool, but that actually links together better. They've changed some stuff in this game where any move that has like a set knockback is not affected by rage, by how much damage you have, so you can kind of link things better. So that is a good out of shield option. If someone's pressuring your shield, you can throw that out. Charizard using the Super Scope, very strange, but he's a smart lizard. He's not a dragon though still. One nerf from Charizard, I should mention, he doesn't turn into Charizard, Mega Charizard X anymore, so he did lose that dragon potential in this. Of course, Triple Finish has returned, and yeah, so he's He's a little bit different, but he's still, I think he's overall better, even though he did lose some things, of course, like Rock Smash. But honestly, I think the buffs that he got definitely make up for anything he lost in the process. I don't know why are they cheering. They want some protein or iron. They want to be buffed from the drugstore on it. But yeah, I really love how the Pokemon Trainer actually calls out and emotes and hangs out in the background. It's a nice, cool touch that they're linked together. Definitely one of the most unique characters in all of Smash, and the only one to have different form changes now. And since we lost, Sheik and Zelda are separate characters, Samus and Zero Suit Samus are separated, so I think it is it's cool that they have their unique niche as being this 3-in-1 deal that you get. And now that this game loads characters easier, there's not as much of a delay when you're switching, so it is more of a combo tool and a thing you can use. So let's try to do a little bit of that here as we unlock Rosalina. Let me see if I can get some stuff going. She is scary though because Luma is so powerful. I want to see if I can get her in a good... I love his back air because it does that kind of corkscrew technique, almost like Pikachu's. But it is it's fun to just, switch between them and throw out different stuff, use each one to their advantage, switch, and then maybe just, oop, don't die. I was hoping she wouldn't move. But yeah, I think they're just overall a very interesting and fun character that you can use, and you can even do... This is a technique with Charizard that is interesting. When he ducks, he kind of moves forward, and certain moves will miss him. They'll fall between his tail and his head. So that's a nice little buff he got there. Or I think that would sometimes happen with different moves in Smash 4. There's Z-axis stuff where you can kind of dodge things. But yeah, just in general, the Pokemon Trainer, I think, if you're focusing on one, you get a lot of variety out of these three. So don't be afraid to... try them out and see if they suit you. Up air, still very strong. Alright, we didn't get Ryu, but we got Rosalina, and I think we about covered as much of Pokemon Trainer as I could in such a short, condensed period there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you'll try these guys out. I think I covered all of their specials and stuff. I didn't quite get that Ivysaur hit that I wanted. Maybe we'll try one more battle. Oh, here we go. We got a Challenger's Approach. Usually this doesn't pop up after you've just unlocked a character. I'm going to redeem myself here, hopefully, and take out Ryu to unlock him. I'll be very careful with Squirtle this time and not use him off stage. Okay. So yeah, the Pokemon Trainer, I do think he might have or she might have a high limit on like a skill ceiling because there's so much to them. Obviously, you have 3 different move pools to draw from, but I think they're also pretty easy to pick up in terms of you could just focus on one if you wanted to. You don't have to use all 3 of the Pokemon. They're all very good in their own right. Let's see if we can kind of edge guard him and wanted to try to catch him with that because Ryu's kind of a big boy, so you can get him with the Bullet Seed. There's a nice hit off the end there with Bullet Seed. I want to try to... Oop, careful. Ryu is still very explosive, so I got to be very careful with him. Oh, I got it. Oh, I didn't get him in the sweet spot, but I did hit him, so that's something. I just have to practice that. That's still, yeah, still pretty strong, even if you don't hit the right point. And then let's edge guard him here and finish him off with Charizard. So fat. Look at this. He's just able to dash all... His wings are going crazy. A lot in common with another character we will be unlocking soon here, Ridley. So I'm excited to get into him because Charizard has some similarities, although being heavier, that back air, if you can hit it anywhere, it's pretty strong, but especially on the flame at the end of his tail, that is his most powerful sweet spot. Alright, so we got Ryu, and we talked about Pokemon Trainer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please check out World of Light if you have not yet. We've been unlocking characters through there, so if you're wondering... Ooh, we got another slot. Okay, because we bought enough stuff here. We got Mifa from Breath of the Wild. But yeah, if you have been wondering where some of the characters are popping up here, if you've only been watching these main episodes of Classic Mode, we've been getting some in World of Light. The Flying Man, his outfit returns. We also have a creepy little Jason. It seems very tiny for a hockey mask, but the Miis are trying to look cute while they're out there slashing. Thank you guys again for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. Maybe subscribe if you haven't. And let me know in the comments who you want to see. There's a bunch of other characters, a bunch returning that I'd like to highlight. So if you have a certain character you want me to talk about, do a quick guide for, and, you know, just see their classic mode to see how the theming works for that. We saw the Pokemon battles before. Then look at all these guys we have so far. Many more to unlock in the future. So thanks again. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. Maybe subscribe if you haven't, or hit that notification bell. And I'll see you next time for more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Goodbye.